Hi and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann and today we're painting with perfect pearls. It's really easy to get a fun shimmery look with perfect pearls. You just mix them up with water and use a paintbrush to add them to your stamped and heat embossed images. And you can see here on the front of my card, that's what I've done. As I'm tilting this, I think you can also see the shine of this little bird image. Now part of that is the embossing because it's been heat set, but also the pretty purple on here, or I should call it Grape Fizz rather. That's the perfect pearls. And it also lends a little bit of shimmer to the stamped image as well. So let me show you how to do this. It's really easy. You're going to start with your stamped image, of course, and I'm going to bring in the stamp set that I've used so you can see. This is the little bird, and this is from PaperArtsy. This is the Eclectica ESN15 stamp set. And the bird image on here has been done up on sheet music paper. So I collaged it on sheet music paper before turning it into a stamp. So I thought that was really fun. Now when you're stamping and heat embossing this, you will want to use a detail embossing powder. So I'm using Wow's Primary Ebony Super Fine, and that's really going to capture the detail of the sheet music on there. So what I've done is stamped and heat embossed the image. First the entire bird image, and then a second not quite so great image, a secondary one, just to get that wing. And I'm going to show you the card again so you can see where I've used two of the wings. This is the second wing popped up on foam tape. So that's why I need the main image and then also one where I can just cut out that wing. So I've got my two stamped and heat embossed images on here. And then I can go ahead and add my perfect pearls. Now perfect pearls are from Ranger, and they are a mica based powder. I'm just going to give them a little tap before I go ahead and open up the jar, just so that all of the powder has settled to the bottom. Now with the perfect pearls, you'll also get a brush, and this is also from Ranger. So this is what I'm going to use to apply it. Now I'm going to go ahead and also bring in my mini mister, some kind of water spritzer. And then what I'm going to do is just use the handle of the brush to get out a little bit of the Grape Fizz perfect pearls. You don't need to have a whole lot. So I'll just tap that off there and then put the lid back on so I don't spill it by accident. And then I'm just going to spritz a little bit of water next to the perfect pearls. I don't spritz it right into the perfect pearls because it is powder and it can tend to kind of kick back a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get my perfect pearls a little bit mixed with this water. Now, of course, the more water you use, the lighter your color will be. So you may want to experiment with that a little bit. And then you just fill in your stamped image. Now, it's important to do the heat embossing because the raised edges of the heat embossed image will sort of hold in that liquid, and it also acts as a resist. So you're not dulling down the detail on the stamp. It will actually just be a really nice resist on here. So I'm just going to finish painting in my little birdie, and then I'm going to set him aside and he'll need to dry. And then I'll also paint in the second one, and I just need the wing because that's the one I'm going to cut out. So I don't need to worry too much about the rest of it. I can either make this lighter or darker as I wish. Now the other thing you might have noticed with my card front, let me bring it back in, is a really faint spattering on here. I don't know that you can see it too well. You'll be able to see it a lot better in the photo on my blog, I promise you that. So let me just show you though how I've done that, and I'm going to bring back in my main image. And what I'm going to do is get a stipple brush, and this one is from Faber-Castell. I'm going to go ahead and use the leftover of my Grape Fizz and get it all loaded up onto my stipple brush, and then just use my finger to spatter this on, just like so. And the more water you have, the fainter the spritzing will be. So you might want to keep that in mind as well. This is just to give a little bit of background texture on there. And I know it's a little bit hard to see, so you'll have to trust me on this one. It's an optional thing to do, but it's what I did on my card. Now I'm going to go back to the card again because I wanted to show you something else with this. And I'm sure you're all wondering about the card itself. Now the card base is one that opens up like this. So you can see there's some slits cut in the sides. This is what's known as a center step card because it's got this kind of step here in the center. And no, I did not cut the card myself. If you know me well, you know that I would not spend the time doing that, but instead would buy a package of cards that make it easy. And this is from hot off the press. This is the center step card package. You get 5 of these cards already done, and then 5 envelopes as well. So that spattering technique I also did on the front of the card here. And then I could simply put my birdie matted up on purple and yellow cardstock right here in the center panel. Now, a couple of other things I have going on here on the card front, this circular image and then also the word imagine. The circular image is also a stamped and embossed piece from the stamp set, and it's actually this one here. And you'll notice that it's not the entire image. I actually used a 1-inch circle punch to punch and remove that center from the overall image. And I did that with a 1-inch circle punch, and I actually designed that stamp so that you would be able to do that, so that you have a couple of different options with that. Now, the word imagine is also from this quote on here, and I used the quote in its entirety on the inside of my center step card here, but I wanted to have just a single word from that stamped quote on here. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Let me set aside my card for a second, and you can see this is the quote. It says, "Imagine, imagine the long and wondrous journey still to be ours." Well, I wanted just the word imagine. Now, if I simply stamp this, it's a little bit close for actually cutting out one word because of the descending letters on there. So what I'm going to do instead is bring in a piece of cardstock to stamp this on and some clear tape. Now, you could use washi tape, you could use any kind of masking tape, and I'm just going to mask off with the tape the words that I don't want. So I want one of the words, imagine, not the second one. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to just grab an ink pad, tap this on here, and so I've got ink only on the word imagine and then also on my tape. And here's the very important step. You have to remove the tape. I can't tell you how many times I've done that and forgotten to remove the tape. And then simply stamp. And you can see I've got just the one word imagine rather than the entire quote on here. So I stamped and heat embossed that, and then just went ahead and added it up again on foam tape. These elements are all on foam tape. And then in this inside of the card, the rest of my quote here. So this is how you can use Perfect Pearls to embellish a stamped and embossed image. I hope you enjoyed today's show. For more ideas and inspiration, please stop by my website at saranaumann.com. And if you enjoyed today's video, I invite you to subscribe to Studio SN on YouTube, and I'll keep you updated with a new video and blog post every Wednesday. Thank you for joining me on Studio SN, and I'll see you again next time.